Yes, guys, what's going on? Speci here. I'm live on Twitch right now. I've just built a deck. We have not played it. We're going to hop into a game for the first time. But I wanted to build the deck for you, as I usually do, and talk you through the cards. It is on the meme side, for sure, but it's focusing around using the broken Ciri Dash. This card is, in my opinion, just the best card in the game. Shouldn't really exist because card advantage is just so fantastically important in Gwent. And when combined with the Carapace leader ability, it becomes even more outrageous because it cannot be locked. It can only be invoed and things like that. Now, of course, Keltalis is a very popular way of playing this, and probably the best way, almost definitely. But I wanted to spice it up a little bit. I love Keltalis, but now she's popular. I'm a bit of a hipster. I like to do things my own way. So if we're not going to play Keltalis, what's the benefit of that? Well, we don't have to worry about units and not having many. So we can play Haunt, and we can also play some Thrive cards as well. So Lavas, etc. Now, when we're playing Ciri Dash, we're also just going to want a defender as well. And something that I've really wanted to try for quite a long time and pull off in monsters is using Yghern and Caranthir. Now, I've played it in a few different decks with Yghern and Caranthir with mixed success, but in Carapace in particular, it just makes an awful lot of sense because Yghern is another fantastic leader target. And what Caranthir can do is he's one of the very few cards in the game that can spawn gold cards. I believe the other ones are coup de grace. Also, you have got Imposter lead ability and the Runewright brothers as well. They're the only ways, I do believe. Let me know if there's any that I've missed. But what Caranthir can do that's better than those other ones is we can really select a card that's going to be fantastic to spawn an extra copy of, a gold card. Now, one that really jumps to mind for me is the Beast. You can get many Beasts with this deck. Because you Caranthir the Beast, you get 2 down on the board, then you can play 1 from hand as well. So that's going to be 3 Beasts. But there is ways to get more, but we'll come on to that in a short little while. Now, the other thing you need to consider is what the backup option for Caranthir is. And I've tried loads of these different monster cards. Remembering, of course, Caranthir can only spawn monster units. Like an extra Plague Maiden could be really good, but you're going to overswarm. An extra Kiki More Queen could be a banger, but this card's not very good. Deathless seems like a fantastic choice, but then you realise that Yghern gives Doom, so that you would eat this 1 strength one that Yghern spawns, and it wouldn't come back from the graveyard, so that doesn't really work. Koshchi is a really interesting one, but you just overswarm. It just doesn't really work. You don't really want the Yghern in that list. I've tried She-Troll, which was kind of decent, but I just found it to be ineffective and really wished that we weren't playing Carapace. I've tried Oriana, but it's just bad. You just end up going for the Beast. I'm going to give, in another video, this Incantation a spin, but I think the card's just not very good. And like, maybe you could go for a Nifral, but we've decided the best thing that we could do is the Penitent as a backup option, because the Penitent is a bit of a banger card that if we could get 3 of, it just sounds really flipping scary. But of course, if we're playing Penitent, we need good targets for this card to pull. So if you don't know what Penitent does, it's a Death Wish, which synergizes with our Haunt, that also has Thrive, which again synergizes with what we're going for with the Thrive of the deck. And it's going to summon a random 7 cost unit from your deck. So we're only going to Caranthir this Penitent if we missed the Beast. So we shouldn't need too many targets for it. Now, Pugo is a fantastic choice because Penitent onto Pugo, this Pugo is just going to come in at 10. And then the Runewright brothers. I've never played these cards, but the first one, you don't care about the deployability. So the way these cards work is it's just a 6-point card, the first one you play. But then when you play the second one, if you control the other one, you spawn a Desert Treasure. Now, Yghern is not going to spawn this Desert Treasure. However, what the Desert Treasure does is it spawns and plays a random legendary unit from any faction. So Yghern is then going to give us a copy of that. So let's say we get Gezras. Mad, right? We would get 2 Gezras at 1. One would be at 1 strength, one would be at full strength. So yeah, that's the game plan. What I would say is that this Penitent is looking a little bit sus, because if we ever do end up using Caranthir on this Penitent, we're, you know, not going to have many 7 provision cards left, but hopefully 4 is going to be enough. So what we're going to do with the rest of the deck? Well, we're going to play a Neuromancy for the consistency. We've already got the Cave Troll. We're also, the Lavas benefit off Yghern, because if we have Yghern down and we play Lava, we get an extra Lava. And that works also quite similarly with the Neckers. Added to that, we're also just going to want to make sure that we've got enough Death Wish cards for Haunt, because at the moment it's only this Penitent. So, of course, these Noonwraiths and Foglets make sense, as well as a couple of Indrega Warriors too. So Yeah, like what else are we going to use? Is there any other cards in at 4 we want to use? Not massively. There's not really any 5s that we massively care about either. Something that I really did want to try and include was the big boy package. Chat's going to help me out and remind me what cards that I've forgotten to put in this deck so far. Now, here's a card that I know is in it. Renew. I've gone for Renew. Now, this is probably the most controversial somehow card. But we could renew a Runewright Brother in certain situations, but moreover Caranthea and Cave Troll in particular. They say we play Cave Troll round 1 and it gets purified, we could renew it. Obviously if it gets heat waved we wouldn't be able to, but also Caranthea and Yghern are just fantastic options, and even like the Penitent could be kind of decent. So also what Renew allows us to do is it allows us to consume our Caranthea, and then we could, well we've got Yghern down, we could then renew Caranthea to get another copy, which would leave us with up to 4 beasts on the board at once. So we could play Yghern first. Let's say we go Defender, Yghern, then we go Caranthea onto Beast. That leaves us with 2 beasts. We eat Caranthea and then we renew Caranthea. That gives us 4 beasts, and then we play the beast and we've got 5 flipping beasts. So why would we not play a renew? You know, 5 beasts sounds pretty decent. Also, we ended up with a Bargeist and 2 other 4s. So these last 2 4s are going to be, I'm sure it will come to me. I'll look through here and we'll see a couple of cards that look like they should be in this deck. Bruxers, of course. Yeah, a couple of Bruxers. Just really nice for the Thrive curve. Just a solid card. So we're going to go Neckers, Lava, then Penitent, then Bruxer. Jobs are flipping good at me. So this is the list. Obviously it's high memes here. But, like, honestly, Ciri Dash is so broken. We're going to win games with this. I hope. Let's go, chat. Let's flipping go, mate. Alright. Coin. Yes. Board. Check. Yep. Check. Rat. King. Check. Let's flipping go. 2,500. Here we come. Right, who is our first opponent that's going to get absolutely career ended? Please not lockdown, 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 please, 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 please! Uh-oh. Still Nilfgaard. Yo, thank you so much for the bits, Ignis. I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for the support. Don't have Ciri. Oh, true. Really, there would have been a shout. So we never want Pugo in hand. This is always our Penitent pool. And ideally as well, our Caranthea target is not Penitent, but it is in fact going to be the Beast, right? That is the ideal. You can also use Caranthea on Cave Troll. Worth considering. So we're always kicking Pugo. We don't want to break the Foglets. So maybe we just stop here. Normally I would just risk it, but honestly it's going to be really embarrassing if we just start the video and brick Foglets instantly.
Specimen, truly.
Oh, misclicked! Misclick alert. I tried to kick the Bargeist. My mouse is scuffed. I need a new one. Second misclick of the stream, by the way. So, obviously my man's played a Tortoise and they've got the collar. We could just chance our luck with Ciri. We'd prefer to play Defender, though. Let's just start like this. I think because this collar's around and Invo exists, we definitely don't want to give them a Ciri. So we would rather have Ciri behind Cave Troll. Normally, you just slam Ciri, but because it's Nilfgaard, I'm a bit scared. Pretty scared. Let's just go full Lava motive. Now, the other thing, I guess, that's risky with the Penitent, though, and something we definitely need to consider, is the fact that it can, in fact, pull our flipping Beast, which is going to make our Caranthea awkward. So, yeah. Definitely. Oh, what the heck? Nice Bargeist. I'm glad I didn't mulligan this, to be fair. Did we take the Bargeist? I guess we could put Penitent next to it, because we don't really care if that gets poisoned. I mean, this is still a very weak poison, so... Just do this, mate. Like, Penitent is just a geezer card. Like, what a Chad. Again, don't really want it to pull Beast, because it's going to be pretty bad. But it could pull a Runewright, and then we could just go for the other one off a Neuromancy. That seems pretty cool. And you can see the Thrive curve is pretty easy for us to follow here. Go for a Bruxer. Probably not going to play this one just because our opponent's threatening us. We probably just go for the Foglet. Again, in most matchups, I'd probably have just gone for Ciri, but because it's Nilfgaard, I'm a little bit scared. And the Runewright Brothers also just work really nicely with this Are they going to poison our Penitent? Come on, not the beast. Please, not the beast. Okay. I think we're just not playing this card at this point. We also don't have to eat the Penitent. But this Yghern Warrior is just looking very, very sexy. Look at this absolute geezer. Do you reckon our opponent has enough fangs? Fangs of the Empire? I reckon they do. I reckon they've got enough. Let's go for it. No regrets. Show me the room right, brother. Oh, we'll take the Pugo. Oh, we're almost ahead. Do we just invest a cheeky little leader charge? I don't think so. Look at that value, son. Woo. So this was supposed to be what? What did I mulligan by accident? Renew? This was supposed to be renew. We could have also played the Brook, so I think maybe I underestimated how many points. But even a Rune Right would still have been a nice card to have pulled off this, innit? You get me? It just would have been. We secure the bag with the Thrive and the Penitent. Like, let's go, chat. We've actually got a reason not to play Keltalis because we're playing Thrive. Penitent is a slept-on card, and actually the Rune Right brothers of Penitent is dirty. Change my mind. You can't. So here's why Haunt's in the deck. We can just slam this Haunt. Double Neckers equals very sus. Yghern, Haunt, Neckers, Ciri. We find a Deathwish card. Ooh. Ooh. We could just go for it. We could just slam Yghern, slam the Haunt. So if it... This is the thing, right? Like, we just slam the Yghern. This is going to get heat waved or invoed, and then we just play Ciri Dash. Why is he playing this leader? My opponent, you mean? Or why am I? So there's the invo. Get baited!
A superb specimen, truly.
Flippin' Nilfgaard, man! Excuse me. Flippin' Nilfgaard, man. The only deck that's got the answers. Flippin' Nilfgaard, man. All our Deathwish cards are absolutely dog awful. Maybe we need like some actual, rather than these Noon Race, we need some cards we actually want to eat.
Superb specimen, truly.
Because apart from our Penitent, I don't want to be flipping going for this Noon Wraith right now. Like, imagine Neuromancing for a Noon Wraith. That's so sad. Like, we're going to eat our Banshee, probably. Obviously, you just need to get this flipping scenario for them. Have I something in my teeth? Nothing to see here. Yeah, maybe these Noon Wraiths just become like the Night Wraiths. Night Wraith seems reasonable because you also get an extra point off Night Wraiths with Yghern. I don't think we're going to overswarm, to be fair. So probably just change these to Night Wraiths. Still play for 5 points. Even if we don't consume them. Not sure about this Bargeist either. The opponent's taken a very, very bad coup de grace. That would suggest that there's no spies in hand. We're always just pushing this, of course, because we're pretty convinced that Masquerade Ball is one of the cards that's left. This coup de grace is still reasonable, I suppose. But this is where we really just wish we had like a good Deathwish card in it and not this flipping. I guess we could renew. Wait, we could renew. Maybe that was the play. Too late now. We don't want to hit a Rune Right brother, so it's not the play. Obviously, I could have gone for Defender as well here in this round. I just got greedy. So, I guess we just slam a leader charge too. Trying to think what cards they could have left. And what could make a difference. Like, if they're proccing Thrive. 6 points off like a thirsty dame. They play another tortoise. It could be a rot tosser, which would be a 7-point play. Usurper, anything like that. I think we just pass, mate. Maybe our win con was using this leader charge, but oh no, that's enough. Would a leader charge have done it for us? I think it would have, right? Yep. So our win con was using this leader charge. RIP! GG. We would have got the ball out of them for a leader charge. Stinker. Should have just invested the leader charge. Got greedy. Trying to be too clever. Too big for my boots. I was concerned that like their cards would be like Brathens and stuff like that. This doesn't work. They think it's all over. This renew's not looking too hot either. We should have just played the cave troll round 1. This is the issue, innit? This do be the issue, I think. Look at this geezer of a card, though. And let's not forget, we're up against Nilfgaard. Like, what are you going to do, mate? Flipping Nilfgaard, mate, you know? Alright, let's see. What do we get from this Chad? What happens? Can't we like eat one of these as well and then we could renew it? Oh my god, that's so good. Renew bangs. Like imagine we had Horn or this Bargeist. We could eat this and then renew. Oh, that's so good. Oh! Get dominated. Woo! These paid for 19 points and a lock. Decent. Seems like one of the better finds, honestly. Shame about this renew. Shame about the renew. I think if we just played Cave Troll earlier on, like this game's maybe winning. Obviously, if we used the leader charge, but oh, 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 get dominated! Woo! The brothers win the game. Hello, thank you. Arrivederci. Let's flipping go, mate. We move. Let's go again. Let me change the title. Flipping renew on the Rune Right brothers. That sounds like a banger. Is it Rune Right or Rune Right? I don't know. Not a clue. Any cloggers in the chat?
Any last word?
Any last word? Any cloggers in the chat? So we always kick the Pugo. I think we probably just want to lose this Numere for actual good Horn targets in it. I think that's going to be the plan. We have 2 Deathwish cards, so we can proc Horn. Defender would have been really nice here, I must confess. Granthir. Oof. Oof. So we could go Yghern, Neca, Granthir. It's going to get locked. We can lead a charge. What am I on about? What's the plan? Obviously against cloggers we just want to win round 1 and not get clogged. We don't care about getting clogged with Neckers. Neckers are kind of banging. I think this guy uses Leo. Fair play. Respect. But we could also just skip the Neckers. True. But then we kind of want more Neckers. Doesn't that sound kind of good? Guys, I think we want more Neckers. I want to have an army of Neckers in round 3. Any Neckers in the chat? Like, imagine not playing these. Maybe Caldwell for Penitent. Yep, we could play Caldwell for sure. We'd just have to cut something, you know? That's the difficulty. Maybe the renew's the cut, in fairness, for like an extra option off Penitent. What do you think about discard Geddy? I think it's bad because if you're playing Geddy, why are you not playing the Fish Flapper Portal, mate? Do you want a Neuromancy anyway? It's just a bad poor man's Fish Flappers, I think. Alright, we've got an army of Neckers, and we're not afraid to flip and use them, by the way. Now we just Cramphir Beast. Oh, the one tempo cloggers. The one tempo cloggers. Alright, here we go. I think we're supposed to play Yghern in the front row next time, because then these would boost off each other, whereas the way I've done it, they're not going to. Or we could have just played this in the back row, the Cramphir.
A superb specimen, truly.
Leader coming in. Imagine trying to overcome the double beast. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. But you can see why we're playing this leader as well with the Yghern. Otherwise, it's just getting locked. Like, these beasts will get locked. Ooh. Ooh. So we could go for this beast, but let's not forget, we've still got Renew on Cramphir. Like, do we really need it? Don't we just follow the Thrive curve? Yep. We definitely follow the Thrive curve there, in my opinion. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. That is a problem. I think we're going to pass. Jesus! Oh! That's unfortunate. Wait. Wait. Opponent. Hello? What are you doing? Wow. Imagine having Cahir against us and not winning. Like, that is the most free win you could possibly imagine. I guess they're going to renew it. Oh my god, guys, what's going on? They're going to renew Cahir in it. They're going for the 2-0, renewing Cahir. So, that's scary. Renewing Cahir, scary. Also, Ciri Dash, not good. If they've got old matey down on the board doing his thing. They're renewing Cahir, guys. I'm pretty sure we're actually losing this. Flipping Poglets! Pretty sure we're actually losing this game, by the way. Pretty sure we've lost. Feels like a loss. They're just going to push. They're going to renew Cahir. No defender needed. Oh my god. Ciri Dash is on top of the deck. They should just renew Cahir. They don't need a defender. We've got no tool punish. So our top decks at the moment are Ciri, Bruxa, Necker. Ciri's terrible, honestly, against Colgrim. Uh-oh. We're getting dominated! Can't get locked. If they have Renew in hand and they go for the Cahir, it's GG. It's not looking great, I'll be honest. Don't think this card's very healthy, by the way. Just going to throw it out there. Also, do you know what other card's not very healthy? This thing. Wow. Yeah, they've got Renew. I mean, they've got no choice. They played Defender. It's just stupid, man. These kind of cards are really, really unhealthy for the game. For sure. I know, like, obviously I'm probably moaning because I'm losing, but it is true. Like, this is not healthy. This card's also not healthy. They're just very binary cards. Like, if I have the answer, I win. If I don't, I lose. Just pretty stupid. Like, this is a fully unwinnable game for us, even though, like, we completely dominated them. Like, it's really dumb. If you think about it, it's really flipping dumb. Also, I played this deck myself with a Cahir. Like, this is just not what Gwent should be about, right? Let's be honest. Don't GG me. It wasn't a GG. We just dominated our opponent, but they're playing a cheesy deck, so we lose. And even though I'm a big fan of cloggers, like, I hate that this is kind of what Gwent feels like this month. It's like Lockdown Masquerade Ball, flipping Assimilate Angle Meme, Cahir Colgrim. Like, it's probably the most disgusting meta of all time, I would say. And I like having these sorts of decks being viable, but not to this extent, where it's just like binary cards like Cahir. They're dumb. Okay, we actually found the Ciri, but obviously against lockdown, it's like a bit of a nightmare because everything's getting locked, and we've got no thingamajig. Of all time, honestly, like, yeah, I think so. Like, it's the most disgusting. Like, I would say. This is Pugo right now. So we could play Cave Troll. We kind of want to try and hold on to it and just get through the round. But this is unfortunately what we're up against. Nilfgaard. More Nilfgaard. And just when you think, you're like, oh yeah, cool, tactical decision, we can beat that, out comes Cahir. And yeah. You can see why I wanted round control, even though they went down about 17 cards, because they were terrible. Like, look how bad our opponent was in that last game. Like, they were awful. They made so many incorrect plays, but they just still win because their deck just... Cards like Cahir and Colgrim are just kind of unhealthy. Colgrim, like, is obviously a weird one. I've enjoyed playing him, but the card is very unhealthy in my opinion, but Cahir more so. It's just a random cheese card you just put in your deck and you just win or you lose. And, like, defenders are a big issue with that as well. But... obviously, I'm playing a deck with no tool punish, so it's my own fault, you could argue, but still. I think my point stands. So, Penitent is just playing Pugo every day of the week, innit? Probably just getting locked anyway, let's be honest. Could have gone for Defender still. Thing is, we do have a Renew in this deck. Probably should have. Probably should have. I kind of just want to save it. It's always just getting invoed, I guess, anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant to try and save it. We've got no consumes either, so whatever. I don't really know why I played this card still. Like, we try and play a leader that counters Nilfgaard, but they can just play Lockdown. This leader really should not exist either, by the way. Probably just need to make a video rather than just moaning on a random YouTube video. But yeah, this, like, I've really been enjoying the expansion. I've been playing a lot, probably more than anyone. Like, I'm probably right up there for games played. But it's tough out here, man, this week. It is tough out here. People just playing disgusting decks. And I mean, honestly, my deck's kind of disgusting. I've got a Ciri Dash, so I can't really talk, but this is kind of what it's come to. Scenarios and Colgrims and Cahirs. Lockdown. Yikes. Pretty boring to play, honestly. Which is a shame because, like, the game's in a really good state apart from that, I would say. Anyway, I'll stop whinging. Eventually. Do we need to try and bleed? This Yghern's doing very, very little, honestly, at this point. Try our luck. This is probably just getting invoed. Purified. And if every faction had a card that was as good as Cupbearer, like, defenders wouldn't be as much of an issue. But they don't, right? Like, I'm not going to play flipping Night Queen because she does 4 bleeding and purifies, and she doesn't even have, like, Thrive. So, like, this card is the kind of card that every deck should have access to. Like, a really good 7 provision card, in my opinion. That makes defenders a lot less obnoxious. But also, like, the fact that Heatwave's just in every deck is pretty cringy. And that's because scenarios haven't really been dealt with. Like, the game's almost there. There's just a lot of things
A
still
superb specimen, truly.
are just unnecessary and just frustrating and make the game kind of boring in a lot of situations. Like, the thing that I've always loved about Gwent is when you lose, you're like, oh, rah, I could have done this. I should have done this. I misplayed. But cards like Ciri Dash, cards like Kahir, just don't have that same appeal. Like, that last game, I'm still mad about that I lost because, like, I feel like I outplayed my opponent, but I literally couldn't have done anything. It was an impossible game for us. Yeah, they took Intimidate off Kurt, even though this thing is the same amount of provisions and has Assimilate. Kind of tough. It's fine, like, I do feel like they're improving the game a lot, but I just feel like there's a lot of things that are pretty frustrating, honestly. Anyway, I digress. Hopefully, the Rune Right and Dula can do a job. Despite being up against it. I mean, I guess we just play out our hand, to be fair. Looks like we're getting poisoned. Rip. Yeah, sure, but Mad Leprechaun, like, putting a Heatwave in every single deck isn't very interesting deck building. Like, you know what I mean? So, I kind of disagree. Like, my point is, like, sure, I can build, like, less, like, decks like this, but then all decks just look the same. You put a Heatwave in your deck. What's the fun in that? It doesn't sound very fun to me, honestly. Right, speaking of fun, Dula! What can you do here for us, Sunshine? Oh! What? Oh my god. Oh my god, this would have been so broken if we got it sooner. Jesus Christ. Not the time, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, we get the ball, let's go. Dula and Runeright smurfing. This is so sad. Imagine actually getting double Ciri Dash. Oh dear. Alright, we got the ball, we got the Usurper. Have we played Haunt yet? I want to say no. Can we find Haunt, please? Nice! We find the Haunt. Again, we're going to make these Night Race. We must not forget, because we don't want to be playing these with Haunt, but... Yeah, we could have blocked it. Alright. I think we could have blocked the poison. Yeah, there's a moment where I played it a little bit wrong. Alright. But I also do like... Don't get it twisted. I do like that the game is feeling super wacky. But it just needs, like, a little bit less. I enjoy the fact that these, like, Kelly decks and here and Colgrim are viable strategies. I really do. I think it's cool. I would just say, like, it's a little bit much. Where, like, it just becomes a binary matchup. Come on, surely we win this game.
A superb specimen, truly.
Surely, this Night Wraith ain't helping our cause. I think it's his dub, right? We need the dominance, which we always have anyway. Easy game. Get destroyed, Nilfgaard scum. Woo! Lockdown hater. That's what they call me. I'm a lockdown hater. You're done now. You're done now. You're done now. You're done now. Alright. Seems good. Deck builder.
A superb specimen, truly.
Out come the Noon Wraiths. In come the Night Wraiths. What I'll do, rather than just moaning in a random video, I'll post a YouTube video on my feelings. Alright. Skull. I guess the skull is good for the lockdown matchup. Sure. I think, like, I mean, Colgrim could just be honestly like 14 provisions at this point. Card's just broken. It's a really cool card, though. I think him being 1 power is important. Like, if you made Colgrim 14 provisions, it would still see some play in certain decks. Same thing with making flipping Masquerade Ball 20 provisions. Same thing with making Passiflora like 16 or 17 provisions. It would still see play. So why does the card exist in its current form, I would just say. Like, a lot of 4 provision cards are becoming ever better, and a lot of high-end cards are becoming ever better. So, yeah, like, it just needs owning down. There needs to be, like, more reason to run mid-rangey cards, less reason to just put in loads of 4s and loads of, like, big cards like this. Like, I don't think 14 provision should really exist, to be honest. Too much of a disparity, but maybe I'm wrong. Probably a bit of a hot take, to be fair, so. Alright, so obviously the Neckar's not looking hot. We could try our luck with Yghern. We could also just slam the Haunt, though. I think slamming Haunt is pretty reasonable as things go. Seems like a good way to try and win the round. We could also just lead with this Lava still. We could also have tried our luck with the Yghern. But this also doesn't, like, commit us to a certain line of play or anything. Blood Eagle. Yeah, I don't think making Colgrim 10 provisions is probably enough. Like, the card's not even that competitive at the moment, but it would be if Nilfgaard, the rest of Nilfgaard wasn't super strong, right? I mean, we can just try our luck with a Necker, maybe. Maybe we just don't. We kind of just want to win the round, though. We don't want to go long round against SK Warriors. Yo, Split King, thank you so much for the sub, mate. I appreciate the support. Thank you, man. Yghern feels kind of safe, I don't know. Hey, Kedge. We would have liked a defender this round. Yeah, I think, like, there's lots of things. I think, like, overall, though, the expansion, banger expansion, like, the card design is so cool. Like, I love it. And I love that there's wacky cards like Colgrim that exist. It's just going to need some balance, but that's fine. I love the direction they've taken. But definitely a lot of balance changes needed. And there's just still a few underlying issues with the game. Mainly, I still just don't like scenarios as a thing. And I think just the provision system just needs re-looking at. Like, we kind of need to have learned from a year, like, how many years now? Like 2.5 years of provisions. And I think they're still not being done as I would like them to be done, which is basically not having 15 and 14 provision cards actually exist. I don't think. And certainly not 15 and 14 provision cards that you would still include if they would cost like 5 provisions more at times. Like, look at Masquerade Ball. You would easily still play that card at like 20 provisions, honestly. Don't really see why you wouldn't. Kind of just how the game works. It rewards you for having really, really high-end gold cards in your hand, because you can only have 10 cards in your hand. It's, you know. So it's not like if you don't play this 20 provision card, you're missing out, because you can't play your whole deck. So the more provisions in your hand, the better. Like, when you look at how good Brathens is, that card's 10 provisions. Like, you're paying double the provision cost. Well, almost double. Guess this Yghern did not do much, let's be honest. Jesus. Did not do too much. I probably just misplayed this round. I'm too busy ranting. This wasn't what this video was supposed to turn into, but never mind. Let's just go for the beast. Let's see if we can get a dub. It doesn't get answered. This was the time to do it while this Brockvar Hunter tick is not available. They also just used a Gutting Slash, 2 of them, and a Blood Eagle, so we should get these to stick. But yeah, if you look at a lot of the top meta decks, they're pretty disgusting, really. Like Ciri Dash, Kelly. Ooh, we get the pass. Even this deck, like, I'm just trying to abuse stuff, really. Ciri. Okay, what is the worst card we can play that does it? Let's do it. This is a 6. It's a 7. No, it's a 5. What am I on about? It's a 5 plus 4. 9 points. I'll do it. Decent. I mean, bit of a weird round. We got the job done. Defender would have made this a lot easier, I think. Nice. Ugo's obviously a free mulligan. We've got the Defender too. Beautiful. Renew is also really good for Cranford. This is a lovely hand. Really lovely hand. So we've got a couple of options with our opening play. We could go Defender. Now, what Defender does that's kind of interesting is they won't have Purify most likely, and the only way they have of dealing with this directly is with COC. So they don't want to lead it either right now. Like, if they were to lead it here, we could just pass. We've still got Defender off Renew. Would we want to pass though? Probably not, but if we get leader, maybe. And yeah, they don't go for it. So we could Ciri Dash now. We just don't want to brick this Foglet, so if we go... I think we just go Ciri Dash straight away, though. Also, though, we could just go for the Rune Right Boys. Always dash, mate. The fact that these Rune Right Boys... and making us consider not go for dash is pretty cool, honestly. I'm digging it. Now we could also renew Caranthir here. And here comes, yeah, the COC. Yalmar's not going to be able to take Ciri out though, so we will just buffer up to play around the other cards that exist. Hey Gusky, hope you're well, my friend. Now we could go for the renew on Caranthir here. They've already played double Gutting Slash, so I think we go for it, mate, honestly. Could also have just gone for another Defender. Don't think that gives us that much value though. Maybe it's decent. Let's go for the greedy approach. It's not leader. With no damage pings on the board that might stick. Stunning blow would deal with it. Decoction. Galmar. Donar does it. Oh, that's a rip. This is where defender would have been nice. Donar's not that common anymore, but I was also using Hercule, which isn't that common anymore. Try again. Let's not forget our series giving us back this card advantage. But maybe the play was just defender here. Could have defended the back. Got our beast in the back too. Donna would not have done anywhere near as much in terms of value. This beast would be safe from decoction as well as the haunt we play. We are still going to haunt, I'm pretty sure. As long as we don't hit the Poglet, which we aren't going to know actually until we haunt, so that's a bit sad. Imagine we hit the Runewright or the Penitent. Oh my god, I will be so excited. And we've got a Nero though for the Runewright round 3 as well, right? Yeah, so we definitely got baited into not taking the Cave Troll. It was just a bad decision, to be fair. We can just pass at this point, honestly. Like, we got Leader from them, we got Madman. We misplayed, like, it's a fine pass. We get the card off Ciri. So this bleed, we basically traded Ciri for Leader. But also I used this Renew, which is pretty terrible, as it turned out. Definitely not ideal. I wanted to actually try and win the round, but never mind. Hopefully we can still pull it off. I would say it's not looking great though. Don't want to break the Foglet. But I'm gonna risk it. Like, there's too many good cards trapped in deck. Kind of want the Penitent or the Runewright. Nice. Again, a flipping defender here off Renew would have been really good. Let's just see what we can do. The Neckers get destroyed. Oh, yeah, this is pretty tough. Not looking too hot. This is why we wanted to try and 2-0. We should have just kept bleeding with Haunt. It was just so far down though. Rip Knickers, never gone. Gone but never forgotten. Knickers, Neckers. These are Neckers. Knickers is a little bit different. Penitent hits the board. We want to find Pugo with it. And then we a Nero for the Runewright. Nice. But yeah, going into a long round-ish against SK, even without Leader, doesn't seem great. Time for the Haunt. I guess there's an incentive to go for these earlier than I am. Hjalmar wouldn't kill us either. Like, we could just play this 1 Leader charge and we're safe from Hjalmar. We're going to hold this as our last play because it plays around Heimdall and Wild Boar. Doesn't look great for us though, I must confess. Were we going first in this game? We were, weren't we? So, a big disparity between finding Ciri round 1 and not, I think, in this deck. It's the same with Kelly. Go for this geezer. But obviously our Thrive just got shut down in this matchup, so it's pretty unfavoured, honestly. Mid-rangey SK. Probably with Hjalmar in it too, although we managed to dodge the Hjalmar bullet. Last card's going to be Mortvarg, you would anticipate. Did their best. Here we go! Oh! What's it going to be? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. I also played into the Hemdall because I was just so lost for words. Well, what can you do, mate? I think the deck's fun though. I'm sure you guys can agree. Yeah, it's obviously wasn't intended to be a meta breaker. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry about my moaning. It wasn't the intention. I'm going to keep playing this a little bit. Maybe just cut the renew, to be fair. Put in like an Yghern Ozzerel for like some just more power in the deck. Like this bar guy seems kind of random. I think you could definitely do with putting an Ozzerel and an Yghern in there. But what on earth the other thing you would cut is, I'm not sure. Like you're not that far off doing it. But you're probably looking at cutting... Maybe Pugo just gets cut. In fairness, you could maybe just justify cutting Pugo. It's a little bit sketchy though, because sometimes you just want the rune rights off of it anyway. So, yep, that's what I'd probably do. Cut Pugo maybe. Not sure. Shame you can't pull Yghern off Penitent. That would be kind of banging. Yeah, maybe you just lose the Yghern. You lose the Crampfear. Becomes a different deck. But I think like it's kind of nice to have this Yghern. And we didn't actually see the Yghern with Haunt. I think the meta as well just kind of shuts a lot of the meta decks. You probably just shut us down a fair bit. The other thing to consider as well is playing this Doldulok, because you could spawn like a Succubus or a Fuka and stuff like that. Like, there's a few other things you can spawn. Also, these Harpies in at 5 have the potential to be outrageously good with the Yghern, because if you get the bonded ability on this Harpy, wherever it is, it's up here somewhere, then you would spawn 2 Harpy eggs, which is pretty nuts. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Deuces.